Hello everyone, Coach Carole here. This is the beginning of the new course, Organising Genealogy Research Documents. I'm here to introduce you to what you'll learn in this course, and I'll take you through some of the slides I've prepared to show you what's coming up. We will have a look at ancestral files, research logs, individual detail sheets, family group sheets, generational charts, and more. This is one of my favorite ways to research and record information about my ancestors, and it's called the Ancestral File. And it's a record book of family research, as you can see. And in the middle pages, there's a double page spread in which you can record basic details about your ancestors on both paternal and maternal clans. In this one, I'm showing you what I have done so far, and it's only in pencil because there's often a lot of rubbing out when you are researching, getting facts correct. So I usually start with this, and then I can choose one of the ancestors to focus on. And recently, I've been focused on my paternal grandfather, Alfred Thomas Wright, who you can see here on this page. Born in 1841, died in 1890. So some of the research that I'm going to do in this course will show you how I proceed in recording the data for Alfred Thomas Wright. One of the first things that I do is organize on my PC a folder system. And in this one, which is headed up Legacy, and then the Allery Ancestry is the next folder. And in the subfolder, this is my grandmother, Harriet Priscilla. So in here I have my images, my screen captures for the data I've found about her and her family, and the PDFs that I'm creating for recording that research. That's just one way to do it. You could then have several different subfolders for each of your ancestors in which you keep your records. As you begin your research for a particular ancestor, a research log comes in very handy. Include the ancestor's name and then type in what you intend to research, where you're going to research, what source you're looking for, and the dates. This will help avoid repeating research, which often happens when you go down rabbit holes and you forget what you were doing in the first place. So a research log is one of the first things you might want to consider doing as you do your research online. Next, I advocate that you use an individual detail sheet. Record here as much as you can about that ancestor, their names, birth dates, marriage, death, who their parents were and who their children were, their education, and other pieces of information of interest that you find along the way. Record all that for this one ancestor in one individual detail sheet. I'll show you later where you can get these from. Next, you might step up and record a family group sheet. In here, you'll look at one ancestor with their partner and their children. Each of these sheets will then go into the same folder that you prepare for that family grouping. The next thing to consider is how you can share generational charts, where you step through 5 generations or maybe even 10 from your parents right through to your great-great-great-grandparents and more. There are several ways you can do this, and I'm going to step through some of those in the course. One of those is using PowerPoint, and I'll show you how you can create a 4-generation chart for your clan using a PowerPoint display. In this one, you'll notice that I have basic colors for the 2 branches of this family. And then in the next one, I'm showing how you can change colors for each of those family groupings. And where necessary, add in the partnership and the marriage concerning that particular ancestor. So you can do all sorts of wonderful things in PowerPoint, as you know, and this makes a nice, neat little package to send to someone who might be interested. Here's another variation, this time of my Allery clan, and in this case, I've used different colors and I'm highlighting the areas that are yet to be explored. So another way to keep myself on track when I'm doing my research. PowerPoint is a wonderful tool, and you'll find lessons on how you can find the template for this generation chart in PowerPoint in one of my lessons. The next thing to do is to find out where you can get these PDF fillable charts. As you begin your research and you're delving further and further back into your ancestral line, you'll have more generations to record. Using a fillable form like this one is one easy way to keep it all straight, organized, and shareable. Now that's a bit small for you to read, but you'll see that it is 5 generations across the page, and I have filled in data from my keyboard. So this is what it looks like, a little larger. This is the top section of that 5-generation chart. And here we're just recording small pieces of information. There's too much for each ancestor to record everything on this chart, just the basics, the birth, the marriage, deaths, and locations. This is a great chart to share with your children and grandchildren as a starting point for them to understand where they are in their family tree. Now, when you get really serious about your ancestral research, you might invest in one or more of the online family tree building programs. This one is from Find My Past, and you'll see here I'm building a tree for my ancestor, Alfred Wright, and this is a screen image from the pedigree format that I can see when I'm online in Find My Past, and I'll show you how you can do that in one of the bonus lessons. Find My Past isn't the only one, of course. Ancestry is very popular, and I have an ancestry tree as well, and this is what a pedigree chart looks like from Ancestry, and I'll show you how you can use that in one of the bonus lessons too. Now, as I promised, where to get these generational pedigree charts from? If you head over to Warwick's Genealogy Services at warwicksgenealogyservices.com.au, he has a whole group of fillable PDF forms for you to choose from. And they're the ones that I'm using throughout the course. I thoroughly recommend a visit to his site. And for those who are not yet joined the course, this is where you will go to find out how you can organise your genealogy research at coachcaroleonline.thinkific.com.